Hello, this is Emmanuel from Sophos Support. Welcome to part 3 in our series covering the basics of Sophos Central email. In the early parts, we cover Mailflow configuration using Gateway Mode as well as policy configuration in Sophos Central. In this part, we'll show you the configuration steps of Mailflow mode using Microsoft 365. Sophos Central Email Security protects both inbound and outbound email against different threats such as spam, viruses, malware, and malicious URLs. You can configure your Mailflow via two methods: Gateway Mode for any on-premise mail servers and cloud services, and Mailflow Mode for Microsoft 365 domains. The requirements for configuring Central Email are as follows. You must have an Email Advanced license from Sophos. You need a valid domain. You must have a public DNS record for your domain. And additionally, you must have a Microsoft 365 admin account. Now, let's get started. To configure your Mailflow, open Microsoft 365. Then, add and configure the email domains you wish to protect. Add the relevant mailboxes, and don't forget to add your user to the Azure Active Directory. Configure your policies and settings accordingly. Now, to add the mailboxes into Central, you have three options. You can use Azure Active Directory, you can manually add mailboxes yourself, or you can import a CSV file. Detailed steps for each method are linked in the description. In this case, we'll be configuring via Azure Active Directory. Note, we won't cover how to configure your Azure AD with AD Sync, so please refer to the documentation link in the description for more information on this. First, ensure that your directory service has been synced with Azure AD Sync. Under Email Security, go to Settings, Directory Service. If this is already done, you can start importing users and groups into Central. In the Users and Groups filter, click Add Users by Group ID. Note, this is just one filter for Azure AD Sync. You can add specific users based on other criteria, such as the domain. Please refer to the documentation link in the description for more information on this. To find the group ID, go to your Azure Active Directory, Groups, and choose the group. Copy the object ID and paste it into the Sophos Central Groups by ID box. Finally, click Add Group. Choose Test Connection to verify the connection to Azure AD. Then, click Save and Sync. Once the sync is successful, you'll see the users and groups that the tool synced from your Azure AD. To confirm, under Manage Protection, go to People. Here you will find the new users and groups. Now that the group and users are synced, add and configure your domain in Central to use Emailflow. In the Email Security dashboard, go to Settings. Under M365 Security, click M365 Mailflow Domain Settings Status. In our case, the domain we're using in Microsoft 365 is still not added in our central dashboard, so we'll click Add Domain. Enter the email domain. In Group Name, you can choose to protect a specific group of mailboxes by entering the group name. If you don't enter a name, all the mailboxes within your domain will be protected. In our example, we will enter the group name we have in Azure. For direction, select Inbound and Outbound. For now, you can leave Include Post-Delivery Protection unselected. Read more about this option in the documentation link in the description. Click Set up M365 Mailflow to start the process. Next, you are redirected to an authentication step in Microsoft 365 to verify you own the domain and grant permissions needed for smooth communication. Set the terms and conditions for any pop-up windows that appear during this time. This takes 5 to 7 minutes to complete, as the send and receive connectors are automatically created by Sophos. Once authentication is complete, run a quick test to verify the connection between Central and Microsoft 365. Enter one of the mailboxes you created, click Proceed. You will receive an email from Central to confirm the connection was successful. If you see the message in Central, the quick test was not successful, try again in a few minutes. You can also confirm in Microsoft 365 that all of the connectors have been successfully created. Go to Mailflow, Connectors. Here you will see everything is routed to Sophos email. With our connection created, we can test our Mailflow by sending a test email. Navigate to one of the mailboxes in Microsoft 365 and send an email to a public email provider to confirm that the outbound email is traversing Central. Once received, simply reply to the message to verify you are also receiving emails properly. The inbound and outbound message can be verified under Logs and Reports. It's important to note that Microsoft 365 may continue creating other connections and resources in the background for up to 15 minutes after configuring Central. Hold off any troubleshooting process during this time. Finally, if you are moving from gateway mode to Mailflow, make sure you revert your MX records and delete the gateway configuration domain settings and configuration rules. This will prevent double scanning and other issues. If you have manually added rules in M365, double check them to avoid any potential conflicts. And that covers the steps for configuring Central Email via Mailflow mode. I hope you find our Central Email video series useful. Let us know by giving us a thumbs up on TechBits and let us know if we resolve your issue. Links to the documentation and other videos in the series are in the description. For further assistance, view and post questions on community.sophos.com and go to techbits.sophos.com for more great videos like this one.